Hey guys, it's Sophie Cunningham here. I'm finally in Indiana and I am so excited to be here and meet all of you. See you guys at the game. Bye.
These aren't the words of someone who's not eager to play for the Indiana Fever. In fact, they're exactly what Sophie Cunningham, the WNBA powerhouse, just said after joining Indiana. She's here and ready to make a huge impact for Caitlin Clark and the whole team.
Finally here! Got it! All right.
While Cheryl Swoops was out there claiming that no one wants to play in Indiana, Sophie Cunningham was busy setting the internet on fire with her excitement about joining the Fever. From her press conference to her intense workouts and buzzing social media, it's clear Indiana Fever just found the missing piece they desperately needed. The doubters are about to eat their words, and in this video we're breaking down everything Sophie said about Caitlin Clark and the Fever, her whirlwind first day with the team, and how she's shutting down all the haters. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and smash the like. Trust me, you won't want to miss a second of this Fever takeover.
Oh gosh, this is the first time I've seen my jersey. Oh, I love this. It's like I'm a rookie all over again.
What if I told you that while Cheryl Swoops was out there talking trash, saying no one wants to play for Indiana, Sophie Cunningham was actually relaxing by the pool in Phoenix when she got the trade call? And her reaction, not disappointment, not hesitation, just pure excitement.
Where were you when you found out about this, and what was kind of that general reaction to a fresh start here?
Yeah, you guys will learn that if I'm not in the gym, I'm normally by the pool. And so I was actually poolside when I found out. And, you know, there's a lot of emotions just because I have been out there for so long. But to be honest, my original thought was like, oh, heck yeah. Like, we're about to go win a championship. Like, that's exactly where my mind went. And like I said, it's all about the people. It's about the culture. I learned a lot out there, but now I'm ready to move on to something bigger, something better, and have a lot of really great players around me to, you know, seriously go win a championship.
That's right. The idea that top players don't want to join the Fever just got completely shattered. While the haters were busy cooking up their next criticism, Sophie Cunningham was already focused and gearing up for a championship run in Indiana. Talk about a total contradiction to all the negative talk we've been hearing.
You know, I'm stoked. I'm so excited. I think it's refreshing. I've been in Phoenix for the past 6 years, was drafted out there. I've had a really great time. I've been very blessed with being around a lot of GOATs in the game and learning the game on another level. But again, like, this is just a new style, and this is the style that I thrive in. When you have people who can shoot the ball, who move the ball, who are running gunners, and share the ball, like, this is the type of offense that I want to be in.
When Sophie Cunningham finally stepped into Gainbridge Fieldhouse, her excitement was absolutely contagious. The Fever's social media captured every moment of her genuine joy as she explored her new basketball home. In one video that quickly went viral, Sophie introduced herself with pure, unfiltered excitement.
Stoked, and like I said, the offense is more my style, but I'm also surrounded by a great culture and great people, and that's what I'm also very excited about, to be here in Indiana.
But this move means even more for Sophie Cunningham. As a Missouri native, returning to the Midwest feels like coming home. I love it, she shared during her introduction to Indiana media. My roots are here in the Midwest, and just to be closer to home, it's everything. This wasn't just any trade for Sophie, it was a heartfelt return to her heartland.
Will be for you and your family to be back here in the Midwest, something that Caitlin had as well, and within driving distance for everyone, right?
I love it. You know, my roots are here in the Midwest, and just to be closer to home. My sister is married and has a kid, has another one on the way, and family is everything to me. I have a really great support system, and you better believe I've already had over 100, 200 people reach out, hey, how do we get season tickets? I was like, I have no idea. I just got traded 2 hours ago. So I think we're going to have a pretty cool fan base up here from Missouri. But again, it's my Midwest roots. I'm excited to be around Midwesterners again. It's my type of people, and so I'm happy to be.
What makes Sophie Cunningham's arrival so impactful is how it's already boosting team chemistry in a league where some stars carry egos bigger than their talent. Right from the start, Sophie made it clear how important a selfless culture is for the the team.
Excited, but to be honest, I think when you have a group that can let go of the egos and you're really just here to win and work hard, I think that's the best type of group, and you're all willing to do the dirty work, and I think that's what I'm most excited about. That's my bread and butter right there, is outwork your opponents and have fun doing it.
Fans responded with overwhelming support, flooding social media with excitement to see Sophie Cunningham in action. The connection was instant, no adjustment period needed. Sophie didn't just join the team, she fully embraced it from day one.
I've been here and I have been paying a lot more attention to it, and it's crazy, right? Like it's a whirlwind, and there's an adjustment period not only for her but for her teammates around her, for Indiana as a whole. But you know, I think it's all really good things, and so it takes a little bit to get adjusted to it. But after that, I mean, come on, it's part of something great that doesn't come around very often, and so if you're not paying attention, I don't know what you're doing.
This is exactly the kind of player the Fever needed, someone who truly wants to be here, believes in the team's vision, and brings both skill and energy to the locker room. While critics like Cheryl Swoops keep pushing outdated stories, players like Sophie Cunningham are proving them wrong with their actions, showing that Indiana has become a must-play destination in the WNBA.
I said earlier this month that you'd be the Sabrina Carpenter to Caitlin's Taylor Swift. Just
That was a joke, but I guess people really took that seriously.
people love it. What excites you about playing with her this year?
I mean, you know, she has changed our game in the best possible way in every way. And so just to be alongside of her and maybe relieve the pressure, being able to shoot and spread the court for her to go do her thing.
Remember all those moments last season when opponents treated Caitlin Clark like a punching bag? The cheap shots, the brutal screens, the unnecessary contact after the whistle. It was relentless. Well, the Fever just addressed the one thing Clark desperately needed but lacked: a true enforcer, someone ready to make opponents think twice.
She's still young, and I think that I've been taken under, Diana took me under her wing, and I've learned a lot from her, and now I hope to kind of do the same for Caitlin if she wants it. I just think the relationship piece is huge, and when you're trying to do something great, it takes everybody, and so I want her to go do her thing, and anything she needs from me, I'm going to be here. But again, I think that, like, just the competitor that I am, I'm fierce, I'm sassy. I stick up for my teammates, stick up for myself, and so sometimes I think that's okay to be feisty and to be yourself.
Sophie Cunningham isn't just bringing her basketball talent to Indiana, she's bringing her reputation as one of the WNBA's toughest competitors. She's the kind of player opponents think twice about crossing. During her introductory press conference, Sophie didn't hold back. She said it clearly: I'm fierce, I'm sassy, I stand up for my teammates, I stand up for myself. Those words about defending her teammates might be the most reassuring thing Caitlin Clark has heard all offseason.
I had to play in front of the fans. I think that she's drawn a lot of people, not only to Indiana, but to the women's game as a whole. And so just to be a part of something great, just really happy to be here.
Let's be honest, last season was tough for the rookie superstar. We watched as Caitlin Clark got pushed around, bumped, and targeted with barely any repercussions, game after game. The physicality kept ramping up, while her teammates seemed either unable or unwilling to step up and make a statement. It felt like watching a boxing match where only one fighter had support in their corner.
Caitlin Clark was getting hit a lot. She was getting hit a lot early, and they needed their Charles Oakley. You've got that in Sophie Cunningham.
This is where Sophie Cunningham truly shines. During her time in Phoenix, she earned a reputation as the ultimate teammate protector. Opponents knew that if they targeted Mercury players, Cunningham would make them pay. She's made it crystal clear that the same level of protection now applies to Caitlin Clark and the entire Fever roster.
So many videos of Sophie Cunningham just starting brawls.
What makes Sophie Cunningham such a force on the court isn't just her willingness to get physical, it's her total dedication to doing whatever tough, gritty work the team needs. She excels in contact situations, powering through defenders and creating space for her teammates. This physical edge fills a crucial gap in last year's Fever lineup, which often struggled when games turned into physical battles.
She hits a three, Maisha Hines-Allen fouls her, and then tries to step over, and then Sophie Cunningham grabs her leg. Nobody's going near Maisha Hines-Allen, but no, Sophie Cunningham will start the fight. The refs are trying to break it up. None of the Mercury players are gonna go near Maisha Hines-Allen. They're scared. She's scared of bejesus out of them. Maisha Hines-Allen's one of the toughest players in this league. Sophie Cunningham going head to head straight with her.
When you're aiming for greatness, it takes everyone. I want her to do her thing, and I'll be here for anything she needs, Sophie declared, leaving no doubt that protecting Caitlin Clark is a key part of her mission in Indiana. Her toughness and ability to absorb contact while finishing plays will be vital in allowing Clark to shine without constantly worrying about what's coming her way.
Cunningham in general is just wild. Wild is the best word I can use to describe Sophie Cunningham. And like, it is just, it's carnage. Like, it's carnage a lot of the time when Sophie Cunningham gets involved with anything. The amount of fights that Sophie Cunningham has been involved in is
the impact of having a true enforcer like Sophie Cunningham on the roster goes beyond just Caitlin Clark. Players like Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell will also benefit from someone willing to set a physical tone in games. Even more importantly, opposing teams will have to rethink their strategy against the Fever. The game plan of roughing up Clark now comes with serious consequences when Sophie Cunningham is on the court.
I've always been a huge fan of Stephanie White, and I'm not kidding. We, in college, we played, she coached against me and whatnot, and so we've known each other for quite a long time, and since I've been in the league, I was like, hey, when are you gonna coach me? You know, like, it was always just kind of a running joke, and it's been one for the past like 3 or 4 years, and so to finally all kind of come together just at the right time, I'm stoked. I think she's a heck of a coach. I love her offense. I love her approach to games and her approach to her players and the relationship she has with her players, and so I just think that we're gonna do something really special here and moving forward.
Sophie Cunningham doesn't just bring a physical edge to protect her teammates. She's a perfect fit for Indiana's style of play, almost to the point of being unfair to the rest of the league. While her toughness grabs headlines, it's her elite shooting that could be the real game changer for Indiana's offense. Last season, Sophie shot an impressive 38% from beyond the arc, giving the Fever another deadly shooter to support Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell whenever they face double teams.
In Sophie Cunningham, the Indiana Fever are trading for a multi-dimensional wing, capable of knocking down the three ball.
Cunningham is starting to cook. Cunningham 3 is good. Cunningham from the corner.
Locking down defenders.
Several deflections, and this time she gets the steal and the N1 opportunity.
And injecting passion and emotion into the game and into her team.
Remember last season when opponents would collapse 3 or even 4 defenders around Caitlin Clark whenever the ball swung to the perimeter? The Fever just didn't have enough consistent scoring threats to make teams pay, aside from Lexi Hull and Kelsey Mitchell. That's where Sophie Cunningham changes the game. During her 2022 season, Sophie averaged an impressive 38% from beyond the arc, giving the Fever a reliable shooter who can keep defenses honest and open up the floor whenever Clark, Boston, or Mitchell face heavy pressure. Sophie's arrival completely transforms Indiana's offensive threat.
On offense, Cunningham is a floor spacer and a deep shot maker. Each of her last 3 seasons, she's finished top 20 in the Wnba in threes made per minute on the floor among qualified players. And she will join a backcourt that features 2 of the top 5 three-point shot makers from a year ago, Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell.
What makes this duo so deadly is their perfect stylistic match. Sophie Cunningham couldn't hide her excitement when talking about Indiana's playing style. This is a whole new style, and it's exactly the kind of game I thrive in, Sophie shared. When you have players who can shoot, move the ball, push the pace, and share the ball, it's the kind of offense I want to be a part of. Sophie's energy and this style of play are a match made in heaven for the Fever.
Over Cunningham's last 4 seasons, she shot an impressive 38% from the three-point line. And among players to hit at least 200 threes over that time, only 4 players in the entire league have shot it better from distance, one of those being Kelsey Mitchell. And Cunningham's ability to space the floor should give the Fever All-Star backcourt even more room to create on the drive than they had a year ago.
The spacing Sophie Cunningham brings completely changes Indiana's offense in several key ways. For Caitlin Clark, it means defenders can't sag off their assignments to double team her, opening up cleaner passing lanes and more opportunities to drive. For Aaliyah Boston, it creates more room to attack the basket and finish strong. And for Kelsey Mitchell, it means more space to operate and take advantage of scoring chances. Sophie's ability to stretch the floor gives the Fever a whole new dimension on offense, making them much harder to defend.
But let's look at her defense, where in Phoenix, her versatility was on full display. Capable of guarding 1 through 4 in the lineup, she would defend star point guards one game, then be a small ball 4 the next night. As the Fever look to improve defensively from a season ago, her style fits Stephanie White's perfectly. Aggressive, in your face, and physical.
One of the most underrated aspects of Sophie Cunningham's game is her incredible positional versatility. Standing at 6 feet 1 inch, she effortlessly shifts between shooting guard and power forward, adapting to matchups as needed. Whether the Fever require a quicker, smaller player or a stronger presence inside, Sophie delivers. This flexibility gives Indiana's coaching staff lineup options they simply didn't have last season, opening up a whole new level of strategy and depth for the team.
This style helps create turnover opportunities and fast break chances for her teammates, which underscores how she plays with an intensity and fiery passion matched by few. Throughout her career, Cunningham has had a knack for providing energy when her team needs it most. Cunningham is right in the heart of her prime, just 28 years old.
Imagine the nightmare for opposing defenses. Caitlin Clark driving to the basket, then kicking it out to Sophie Cunningham, who's already spotted up in the corner. Meanwhile, Aaliyah Boston secures deep post position as defenders scramble to adjust, and Kelsey Mitchell is poised to attack closeouts on the weak side. And that's just the beginning. Add in the versatility of Natasha Howard, Danana Booner, and Lexi Hull, players who can deliver points and make key defensive stops when it matters most. This isn't just a theory, it's a powder keg waiting to explode with all these pieces finally clicking together.
But will bring playoff experience to the Fever too. She's played in 15 playoff games over her 6 seasons and logged nearly 300 playoff minutes. Key experience for a Fever team hoping to make deep playoff runs for years to come.
The numbers back up what your eyes already tell you. Pairing an elite passer like Caitlin Clark with a top-tier three-point shooter transforms the game. Clean looks lead to skyrocketing efficiency. Shots that were contested last season now become wide open, and passes that once felt risky now find their mark with plenty of space to operate. The Fever's offense, which sometimes stalled in critical moments, now has a dependable go-to option when it matters most.
Your initial mindset was, or your initial reaction was, let's win a championship.
Yeah.
What were the things that were like, oh yeah, this is a lock?
You know what? I think that I think that our team right now, like, it's turning heads. And Wnba Bonner, getting her was absolutely huge. She was one of my bets when I was a rookie coming in, and she's no one to mess with. I love Natasha Howard. You have Aaliyah Boston. You have Kelsey Mitchell. We just have a squad, and our depth is amazing.
As the Indiana Fever's offense experiences a revitalization fueled by newfound shooting efficiency, one player is setting the tone. Sophie Cunningham isn't just blending in, she's elevating the entire team. From day one, Sophie dove headfirst into her new role, pushing herself beyond the usual rookie adjustments. While others were easing into the system, she hit the ground running with intense drills, focused on contact absorption and sharp shooting. This isn't just a player settling in, it's a championship-driven veteran laying the foundation for the title she's determined to chase.
How are you doing? How are you? So finally meeting you.
Yes.
Caitlin Clark has completely transformed our game for the better, Cunningham said, acknowledging the incredible talent at the heart of Indiana's revamped roster. But what truly sets Indiana apart, from an exciting young team to a serious title contender, is the championship DNA now running through their locker room. Remember when Cheryl Reeve claimed that no one wanted to play in Indiana? That argument is looking more outdated with every championship-level veteran who chooses to be part of the Fever's revolution. The additions of Wnba Bonner, Natasha Howard, and Sydney Colson have quietly reshaped this roster into a legitimate powerhouse. These key signings are turning Indiana into a team that's not just competing, but aiming for greatness.
Do peeps, Cheryl Swoops is been missing. Cheryl Swoops is MIA. They got a APB out for Cheryl Swoops. If you see Cheryl Swoops, She did a lot of talking a few months ago about the Indiana Fever, the locker room environment, how people didn't want to play there, how people wanted to leave.
What makes Indiana's roster so fascinating is its unique blend of talent and experience. The team isn't just stacking skill, they've built a squad with players who know what it takes to win at the highest level. Caitlin Cunningham's leadership, combined with the additions of Wnba, Natasha Howard, and Sydney Colson, brings an unmatched championship mindset. These three veterans have collectively played in 9 WNBA finals, and that kind of experience isn't something you gain overnight. It's earned through years of competing in high-pressure situations. The Fever have crafted a roster that's not only talented, but battle-tested and ready for the challenge.
The Indiana Fever are that golden destination, and I can't help but laugh to the fans and the people online and the media commentators, unfortunately, who said that nobody wanted to play in Indiana. That doesn't make any sense.
Imagine combining Indiana's strong foundation with the right veteran pieces. It's a game changer. Caitlin Clark's once-in-a-generation passing skills, Deanna Bonner's dominance in the paint, and Kelsey Mitchell's scoring talent already make for a formidable core. Now layer in experienced leadership, defensive flexibility, deadly three-point shooting, and tough competitors who faced every challenge the league can throw their way. Suddenly, the goal isn't just making the playoffs, it's lifting the championship trophy.
I just think she's had a lot of pressure on her shoulders, and I think a lot of people, no one's walked in her footsteps, and so it's really easy to judge and to say things, but at the end of the day, we all need to empower each other and be there for each other. I think she's done a lot, not only her, but that rookie class. They've brought a lot of attention to our league, and it's needed. Like, this is what we've always wanted, and so why would we not embrace them and make sure they're good? And so when we first played them, I was like, hey, keep doing your thing. Like, you're doing a great job. If you ever need anything, reach out.
When Sophie Cunningham highlighted teammates like Natasha Howard, Deanna Bonner, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and of course Caitlin Clark, she wasn't just naming names, she was outlining a championship roadmap. This wasn't idle optimism, it was a seasoned player recognizing the elite talent finally gathered in one place.
In the All-Star game, we were just having fun. I mean, she was playing, I was having a good time on the sideline, and I kind of told her, I was like, hey, if you ever want to come to Phoenix, let me know. But that one kind of backfired on me. Now I'm here, which is great.
The fan reaction says it all. Social media has been absolutely buzzing. Excitement is off the charts about what Sophie Cunningham brings to Indiana. From day one, she's energized the team and fans alike. Since her arrival, the Fever's 2025 championship hopes are already part of the conversation. Critics who claim no one wanted to play in Indiana, that story has been completely shattered by a mix of championship experience and pure passion. Sophie's addition isn't just about talent, it's about bringing championship level grit and heart to the team. With players like Natasha Howard, Deanna Bonner, and Aaliyah Boston by her side, the Fever are now being talked about as serious title contenders for 2025. The countdown to the new season is on. How pumped are you? Let us know in the comments below.